Hey guys, so I'm recording a teen mom, my natural labor and delivery and my experience. Sorry if my voice sounds weird, I'm kind of sick, and here's my son. He's a tummy. He's 5 months, so this video is extremely late. But I'm going to get started on my experience. Okay, so when I would go in for my weekly checkup, I guess from 35 to 36, I guess I was measuring the same as in belly-wise. And from 36 to 37, I was still the same. So my OB made me get a sonogram to check my baby's weight and everything and to see if he was growing well. Honestly, I've always had a small belly throughout my whole pregnancy. So, but he was growing normally and everything. He was fine. But I just stopped, and he thought since I was small, maybe that's why. But he just wanted to make sure everything was okay. So when I got my sonogram done, he was measuring at 35 weeks, exactly when I stopped growing. So according to my OB, it was due to my uterus not expanding anymore to his growth or his demand. So my OB, after I went for my, I think, 37-week appointment, like a few days after the sonogram, I was supposed to go back. So it was like probably my 37-week-and-a-half sonogram. I mean, OB appointment. So he said that we're going to measure, we're going to see the baby's heartbeat and how it's doing. If it's going great, then we will not induce you today. We will induce you in a couple days because we're worried about the baby. We don't want the baby to be limited to his growth, and he can actually pass away from that. So it actually scared me. So they did his heartbeats. His heartbeats were normal. They were fantastic. His movements were great. So they planned on inducing me, I think, like 4 days, like Monday or something, and it was like a Thursday, I think. So before that, I was having horrible Braxton Hicks contractions. Like, they would knock me out of breath at times. I couldn't walk. They were very uncomfortable. Like, they weren't as, I don't know how to explain it, but you guys know what Braxton Hicks are. Like, they're not like the real contractions, but they are pretty uncomfortable. So I had those for 3 days. And on December, I think 17th, the Braxton Hicks were getting like pretty much more uncomfortable. They would knock me out of breath, but they still weren't uncomfortable to the point where I knew they were contractions or whatever. I don't know how to explain it. Things started really pacing up when I went to sleep. I usually went to sleep late. One, due to my Braxton Hicks contractions, they would come like every like hour or 15 minutes, depending. It was weird. So I think around like midnight, so it would be like December 18th, they started getting more uncomfortable. Like, they would come faster and faster, but they were just Braxton Hicks. They were not contractions. I guess around like probably 2 or like 3-ish. I think it was 3-ish. I actually like recorded my contractions on this app. I still have it. It's the contraction timer app. So I started timing my contractions at 3:17. And I stopped recording at 5:10 a.m. As you can tell, my contractions were coming like every 3 to 4 minutes or 2, and they would last each a minute. Okay, so they started really getting uncomfortable to the point where like they would really knock me out of breath. Like, I couldn't breathe. I had to go and like I had to like sway my hips and everything, and it was pretty tough. My labor in total was 5 hours, so from 3 to 8 a.m. this all happened. So I timed my contractions for 2 hours, and since I planned to go naturally, my doctor told me to go once my contractions were every 2 to 3 minutes apart and were lasted a minute long. So when I stopped measuring, when I stopped timing my contractions, it was like around 5, and I told my boyfriend and everything. I called him and I was like, it's time. I said my contractions are knocking me out of breath. It is the pain. It is so painful. And he came and we went to the hospital. I'm telling you, that was the longest car ride of my life. And like there was some bumpy roads too, because like around that area there was like construction of the roads or whatever. So when I got to the hospital, it was around probably 6 a.m. I had to wait in the area for I think like 20 to 30 minutes, but those were really long. So I was in there. Everybody was looking at me in the labor part of the hospital. Everybody was looking at me because I was like swaying my hips and I was like puffing. Like when I would come to contractions, and like when I would like the contractions would stop, I would be normal. I would be like, okay, this is my little break of like 2 minutes or 3, so let me like enjoy and like catch up. So they took me into triage because they didn't think I was like that far into labor since I would just started, and as I am a first-time mom, labor usually lasts the minimum 14 hours. So when they checked me in triage, I was 8.5 to 9 centimeters dilated. So the woman looked at me and she's like, wow, you're 8.5 to 9 centimeters dilated. And I could not believe it. Like my heart stopped, and it felt like, one, because I knew that the timing was coming very fast, especially if my labor was going this pretty fast. It just seemed so unreal to me because it was time to almost meet my son. So it just felt very weird, and so she immediately started calling in nurses to get a room ready for labor. So since my labor was going pretty fast, they had to call my OB, and he wasn't picking up because it was like around like pretty early in the morning. It was like 7 or something, and by the time he wasn't arriving, I was like fully dilated. Like I just had a little bit of cervix left, and let me tell you, the pressure I had on my back was horrible. It felt like I had to poop like a giant like turd or whatever. It was like, it felt horrible, and like I wasn't screaming. I don't think I was the type of person to scream, but I was like, instead of cussing, I was like fudge banana or whatever. So it was pretty hard. I was holding onto the hospital rails, like when a contraction would come and I would go like that, I would shake it because it was so frustrating. And like I really wanted to like hurt one of my nurses because she was telling me to calm down and to not scream. Like, excuse me, I am going through labor with no pain medications at all. Do you know how bad it hurts? And the thing is, to handle my contractions, I loved walking. Like, it helped a lot better. And no, I had to be put down in bed because they wanted me to get like fluids or whatever, like I don't know what they're called, but I don't know. But first of all, my blood pressure was high, and they said probably my blood pressure was really high was because of the pain I was going through of labor. So that was another thing, and they wanted to monitor his heartbeat and seeing he was fine. So during that time, I think it was probably 20 to 30 minutes, so it's probably like around 7:30, 7:45. So I was so close to getting an epidural. Like, it's hard to explain the pain I was in, and like my mom was trying to soothe me. The only persons in the labor and delivery room was my boyfriend and mom. I think there was like 5 nurses or whatever, but I really could not handle the pain anymore, and I said I had to push. So they checked me, and I was fully dilated. It took like less than 10 minutes. So around this course, it is like probably like 7:50, and like one of the nurses was like trying to like, she was soothing me. I really like thank God, because like I was about to kill the other nurse that was telling me to calm down and everything. She was trying to find an OB or whatever, or another person that wasn't according to me. Like, I really wanted this certain OB to deliver my baby, but you know, he was running late and everything. So he did come on time, but he didn't have time to prepare for my labor. So he just checked me. He was like, "We're ready to go," and he left. So that kind of sucked. So one of the OBs that worked in the building that I went to, as in like the OB, like the whole practice, she delivered my baby. So she came in and she literally did not have time to like take off her sweater or anything. She just put on some scrubs, washed her hands, got all the things ready for delivery. and she told me to push, and I guess this is around 7:55. So in time, it took me like 5 minutes to push him out because I was in really bad pain. I feel like if you go naturally, you push out your baby faster because you like have to, because the pain hurts so bad. When I was pushing him out, I could literally like feel my stomach like go down. It's like weird. I don't know how to explain it, but you can feel him like going down and your stomach going down too. I did feel the ring of fire. I stopped at one point and I said I could not do it anymore because it hurt so bad. Like I could feel him stretching me out inside. And the nurse told me, no, you have to keep on going, and so on. So I guess within 5 minutes of like huffing and puffing and pushing, my OB was like, you're doing fantastic, this is going great. And she was like, I can see the head. And the nurse was like, oh my gosh, he has so much hair. And my boyfriend, he was on the other side, and he was like, I guess he was in such shock that everything was going by so fast that he just had like a non-emotional face. And my mom was like, I think she took a seat because everything was going so fast, she wanted to catch her breath or whatever. But at 8:01 a.m. on December 18th, 2013, this little nugget was born. And he's kind of fuzzy. But yeah, I feel like when you go natural, you get like that, you feel so superior to the ending. You feel like you did it. That's how I felt. I felt really happy to see him and to see him cry. I had him skin to skin. I didn't want that because I felt like it was yucky, but at the ending of the time, I was like, no, I just want skin to skin when he would come out, because everything was going by so fast. So skin to skin. He was 5 pounds 3 ounces. He was pretty small, but that's because he stopped growing at 35 weeks. But his breathing and everything were excellent since he was basically full term. He did have to stay in the NICU because he had jaundice. So he stayed like an extra day or two. What else can I say? Oh, I have to say that going naturally was probably the best thing I've ever done. I felt more of a woman, I guess I can say. No, like, bashing to the moms who got an epidural or anything. But, you know, I think moms who have delivered naturally and know what I'm talking about. It feels amazing. If I can describe contraction pains to you, it would be like a squeezing of the stomach that's knocking you out. That's knocking you out of breath at the same time, and I could feel like the pain on my back. It's all at the same time, and it just hurts so, like, it does hurt. It definitely does hurt. Ouch, 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 ouch. Okay, so one of the good things about going naturally is like the high you get, which I've heard or whatever that you can get. And I felt it completely. Like after he was born, I felt so happy, and I feel so accomplished of doing it. And like after you deliver your baby, the pain immediately goes away because you're so happy to meet him and everything. So that felt amazing. What else can I say? Sorry, he's like fussy, so I had to put him down. The other pluses of not going with an epidural is like after that I could walk immediately. I didn't have to like, you know, have a catheter or whatever, so I could pee in. It felt amazing to like be able to walk. I wanted to shower immediately, but I was so tired of like labor and everything. My labor timing was around 5 hours. 5 hours. So I had a very short labor as a mom, first time mom, so I guess I was really blessed. If my labor was longer, I think I could handle it. I think so, because if I could handle all of that or whatever, I think I can most definitely handle it. Yeah, that's all I can say. As of right now, I am 5 months postpartum, and my baby is 5 months old. He's tripled his weight, so the doctor says that's very good. His pediatrician. He's grown 10 inches longer. I don't know at this point. And that was his 4-month checkup, so I know he's like probably more. So he's growing pretty good. He's still small, but he's growing excellent. So like soon enough, I had to bring out his 6-month clothing. He's kind of tall from being so small. He was born at 18.5 inches long, and he was 5 pounds 3 ounces. So he's kind of long, so that's why he doesn't look as chubby. So let me show you guys him. Hey, why are you so fussy? Huh? Hi, Baba. Are you going to smile? Are you going to smile? He's like, nope, nope, nope. I hate you. Nope. So that is my going natural and my experience with going with it and accomplishing it. And I hope you guys enjoy it. And if I could get like suggestions on what videos to do or whatever, that would be amazing. Bye.